Alright. I'm back! I made it back! I'm going to one of my favorite spots. I don't know if you've seen some of the other videos, you'd see that this is like super way lower than it was. Oh, so pretty. I got so much to share. Hello, Yoga Hippie here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. If you're new to my channel, my name is Kristina, and I live on and off, I guess, out of my Prius. And I'm definitely would say I am nomadic. I have been traveling around, living in different places since August of 2016, and it is currently June 2020. So I've been to Panama. I've been to many of these places. I didn't just go there for a week or whatever on a vacation. I like lived there and worked there. So I lived and worked and also traveled around and just explored everywhere but Mexico. I didn't work in Mexico, but I've been to Mexico a few times. And well, I mean, I guess technically years ago I did work in Mexico, but anyhow, that was a long time ago, not in the last 4 years. I didn't work here. But anyway, I went to Panama, different parts of Panama for 3 months, Costa Rica for just a couple of days, unfortunately. That's just the way that happened. And then I'm going to go back, though. And I lived in Hawaii for 3 months, traveled back and forth to Mexico for a couple of different trainings, and lived in San Diego, and then took, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know how many road trips I've been on since I got my car. I got my car, the first year I just flew everywhere. The first year I didn't have a car, I just had a bicycle, and I lived in PB, in Pacific Beach in San Diego. And that was really different. I had never not had a car since I was 16. So, and at the time I was 46, so that was a long time ago. Or it was a long time to have a car, you know, and then to not have a car. It was super liberating. And then I found myself in Hawaii at the end of 10 months after backpacking with everything I owned in a backpack. I decided when I was in Hawaii that I was supposed to be road tripping, and I had been resistant to it because I wanted to travel overseas. Like I was wanting to go, you know, visit Thailand and Cambodia, which I'm still planning to do, but I thought I would travel the U.S. again when I was older. Turns out I was supposed to do it now. So that's what I'm doing. So I've been going with the flow and just having fun, doing things I love, and in the meantime trying to work out and figure out how to go with the flow and also manifest the life of my dreams, but also an income to go along with that. And so I've learned a lot about myself. Okay, so sorry about that. The owner had me do some things. So she'll text me or call me just randomly throughout the day to ask me to get things for guests, and or to make a sign or to check somebody in, which is fine. That's what I'm here for. So but I'll explain all that in a second. So anyway, I've learned a lot about myself living like this. I mean, I guess ultimately it started with becoming a minimalist, and then that's a struggle. I don't think that that's my natural desire. But it is really good to be minimal, and I always just feel like I have so much crap. So I just unpacked my car, and it's funny because now that I've unpacked it and put everything away, I mean, it only took me, I don't know how many hours I was working on it, but some last night and some this morning, most of today. But I was also cleaning my car out and organizing my new space. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. But I have learned a lot about myself, and I'm really one of the things that I like being able to just go whenever I want, and I like having my car packed up, and even if I have to pack it up, it's relatively easy to pack up, and I can just put everything back in my car and go somewhere else. And that's so fun. I love that, and it's very freeing. And I do just aspire to get a van, so that's on the goals. I've been kind of resistant to that as well because I love my Prius, and it gets great gas mileage, and I have a sunroof, and it's just a cute little car, and I got my bicycle on the back of it, and I don't know, I just love it. So, but I really do need something bigger if I'm going to keep doing this, and I've been doing this for like 4 years almost, so I don't know. I've been looking for my home, right, since my kids grew up. And so that's basically what spurred this, and I don't know, I might have found one of them. I feel like I'm going to live in 2 places throughout the year, or at least make one of them my home base and the other one I visit. I feel potentially like this could be my home base. Like, I don't know about Strawberry Patch, but for sure the Smoky Mountains. I was like super emotional pulling up in here last night, and I just got back from 3 weeks on a road trip. So those of you who don't know, I was staying at this inn per chance during COVID, and I really didn't do anything too much until the very end, when things started kind of loosening up. I started interacting with guests and helping her with some things around here, and checking in guests, and doing things to help the cleaning girl, and we worked really well together, and so she extended an offer to me to return. So I came back after my 3-week trip. I went to Kansas City, and then I went camping for like the whole last week. I slept in a tent in the woods, and it was so awesome. I had such a blast, and the beginning of that was me celebrating my 50th birthday, which was also just crazy. So anyway, basically I came back here, and I'm going to help the cleaning girl a couple of days a week, and then do odd things like what I just did throughout the week. But also I'm going to, for that's the exchange for me staying here. So that's our trade, and it started today, technically, I guess. I mean, I got here last night, but I mean, officially it's tomorrow that it starts. But anyhow, so I'm going to live in this unit that also is sort of the office, and it's also a unit that has a bed and everything. But I'm a floor sleeper because of my back, so I don't even sleep in the bed. So I just kind of roll a little pallet out at night, and I have a couple pillows, and I sleep like that. So super comfy, and but it helps my back. So anyway, I am doing that here, and I'm going to offer the guest yoga classes, and I'm going to take people on mindfulness hikes hopefully in the Smokies, but for sure there's some other trails around here that'll be cool. And then I personally want to make it a goal to hike 4 times a week out here. So I'm really jazzed about that. There's tons of trails. And then I'm also going to offer all my services privately to the guest, except for massage. So that's actually been on my goals, to not massage full time. So we'll see how this goes. But I deliberately did not get a license in Tennessee for massage, so that I wouldn't be compelled to do it. It's not that I don't want a massage. Sort of. I don't know. I want to do some other things, and I want to do some things that don't require the use of my body so much, because my wrist and my hand is not happy with my massage career. So maybe one a day would be a nice goal, but anyway, that's down the road. So for now, mindfulness hikes. I'm hoping to also offer energy healing, Reiki, Tumo, which is another type of energy healing, and chakra balancing, which is something that I use tuning forks for, and some other things. And then also harp sound healing. Yeah, and yoga, if I didn't say that. So I'm pretty jazzed about the things here, and she's going to list me. I mean, we have to apply, and I've got to sit down and write all that out, but to be an Airbnb experience at her inn, and so I was super excited. So all of this came about because I let go of trying to control everything, and I've been having this lesson over and over, and I'm getting better and better at it. And one of the things that I've been doing, because I've been reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, is being present, and then also doing like affirmations and things like that, because it's a little terrifying. It's like polar opposite of the way that I used to live my life. I definitely graduated to a Franklin Covey system, and I was obsessed with that. But before Franklin Covey was on my radar years ago, I had a calendar that I printed out that had the whole week, Sunday through Monday, the whole 7 days of the week, and then every freaking hour with a half-hour dot in between. And I would color code that mother, and I would sit down, and it would take me hours to write every single thing out. I was severely unable to not try to control everything. And yoga is what got a hold of me, and it's just been a slow unpeeling of the layers of that. So but going with the flow has really absolutely been the best thing in my world. It is a bit terrifying while it's happening, but when I'm on the opposite side of this control part, it's pretty fascinating and exciting. So I got here. I love this place and love the Smokey Mountains, and I don't like the bugs. There's no bugs on the West Coast, so that's kind of different and annoying. I've pulled ticks off of myself multiple times, and those itch so bad. And then mosquitoes, man, oh my God, they love me. And I had to deal with mosquitoes in Hawaii. That was horrendous, and Panama. It's not quite as bad as it was there, but I did find out today that the owner told me that this is like we're technically, the weather here is like a tropical rainforest. And I was like, that totally makes sense, because it's like super humid, but it's like it rains and the sun shines, and it kind of reminds me of what it used to do in Panama, and that's a tropical rainforest. But anyway, I'm super jazzed about everything that's going on, and I'll be here until September or October is what we're talking about right now. We'll see how things play out, but that is the plan. We're talking about a retreat. We haven't set that up completely yet, but we're discussing that for September or October, and I'll give you more information about that. It'll be out here on the Little River, and I'm gonna also look for some places to teach yoga, and I don't know, other things that I'm open to. There's a little place down the street that sells some food, and I don't know if they need help. I'm gonna walk down there one day and check it out. But things are like kind of falling into place at the moment, and then if all goes, I don't know how things will end up, but that's part of the craziness of going with the flow and not trying to plan every minute. But I've had some friends that have some opportunities that we discussed the possibility of that are actually in California. So that would be so cool to like leave here and go to the West Coast and be by the ocean, because I do miss the ocean, even though I'm like moved to tears regularly here. I mean, tears of happiness. So I wanted to challenge you and encourage you to let go and not try to plan everything and allow life to come to you, because when that happens, it's pretty amazing. And I don't know, it's good stuff. And I'm so excited to be able to be here in such a beautiful place, and I really like it. I'm really happy here. So I'm gonna be here for a spell, as they say in the South. I'm actually from Memphis, those of you who don't know, so I'm a little bit cracking up at myself because some of my southern things are returning. I've had the urge to say y'all a few times just recently. That's been new. I haven't said that in 20 years. So anyway, it might all be coming back. So there's that. And then the last thing I want to tell you is that you should watch. I'm going to leave the link in the description. And I watched this documentary on YouTube called Earthing. I'm obsessed. So I'm sitting here while I'm talking to you. I'm sitting here in this, I don't know how you pronounce these chairs. I don't know. I'm going to not even try sitting in a chair. But I've got my bare feet on the ground. It's like supposed to like relieve you of all inflammation. And I got to tell you, I've been sleeping on the ground, not even on a pad. I stopped sleeping on a pad, and I've been sleeping on my yoga rug in my tent. And I mean, I'm feeling really awesome. Like, I've also been really healthy. I'm pretty much, I'd say, like 90% raw vegan. I didn't really plan that. That's just sort of what's happening, and based on how I feel when I eat or don't eat grains. And I've been vegan for like a decade, so that's already been a thing. But anyway, life is coming along here, and I've got some exciting things happening, and this was just a little update, and I hope that you're doing well. I wish you well. I wish you peace and happiness, and hope that you're moving forward in life, you know, slowly here with this reopening of things, and that the riots aren't, I mean, that's a sad deal, but I don't want to end on a sad note, but you know, that is on my radar. And definitely, I guess, I don't know if they flag your thing if you say certain words, but you know, I'm all supporting all of the different people in the world and their different ethnics, nationalities, and whatever else you want to call that. I'm trying to figure out how to word all of that without being flagged on YouTube, but it's some really really amazing things actually that are happening with that in the midst of all that crazy stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna sign off. I hope you liked my video. If you did, like it and subscribe for more. Peace.